Hey everybody, it's Susan from the Social Sales Girls. Today I'm going to tell you how we did it. So I'm going to tell you how we did it, where we did it was at WeSqueak, and when we did it was just this past Sunday afternoon. What we did was we added 98 new names to our email list without doing any advertising. And for those of you who've been around here a while, it's not really a big surprise to you that at WeSqueak, our number one focus is on growing that list. And the reason why we do that is because when we have a big list, and we do have a big engaged list at this point in time, we can really control our sales. It's really that simple. If we think things are a little slow, we're not going to make our targets, we just go into our list, we drum up a promotion, and we get the sales we need so that we feel comfortable that we're going to make our month. There's been lots of conversations in the group this week all around growing your email list and really how hard it can be to get people to sign up. It's not the easiest thing for sure, but today I'm going to tell you just about something simple I did at WeSqueak last Sunday. And actually, I'm going to warn you now, it's ugly. It's almost embarrassing, but the bottom line for us is that it really worked. So on Sunday morning, I woke up to an email from our supplier in China telling me that some of the materials I had ordered for our next production order weren't available anymore. So this was pretty concerning to me because that order is supposed to be shipped on March 29th. So March 15th is a little late in the game to hear that information. I was in a bit of a tailspin. I went to my sample boxes and started pulling out materials that I thought we could replace this with. And whenever you're in that state, you're not a good decision maker. And I was really having a hard time. I was spinning, trying to figure out what I do and what I had coming. And I could see myself with 3,000 pink shoes and nothing of any other color. Anyway, it has to work for the shoes, but it also has to work visually for photography. So it's a big deal to us. And I just couldn't make up my mind. I just couldn't get it together. So on a whim, I stuck the swatches on a post-it note. How embarrassing. Took a picture of them, and then I asked our community on Facebook what they thought. And as I was making that post, just at the last minute, I thought, oh, I'm going to sweeten the pot, and I'm going to say I'll send them a $5 gift card if they take the time to answer me. So you can see this lovely post right here on the screen. But what happened was within seconds, the answers just started pouring in. Most were really positive. Some liked some colors and not the others. Some even went and asked their kids what colors they liked. A lot of them left their email address, some not on the news feed. Some sent me a message with their email address. And some said, oh, I love your shoes. I don't need a gift card. I just want to tell you what I think. So how nice was that? It was really, really a great positive response. And Monday morning or late Sunday night, I can't even remember now, I thought, okay, I have to shut this down. I have to say thanks everyone for your information and your input. I really appreciate it. And if I'm being honest, at that time, I was starting to get a little concerned about how we were going to gather up all these email addresses and what Megan was going to say, because I don't do the techie part, so it could get ugly here. Anyhow, we got them in, and at the end of the day, when I looked at this post, we had 98 new email addresses. We had 594 people clicked on this post. We had 192 likes, comments, and shares. Our organic reach was 6,000, so that's about 25%. And that was without advertising. And you know that if you just put a post up, you're lucky to get 4 or 5%. But what was really amazing was that, hard to believe, but of every post we made this month, in the month of March, that post had the highest engagement rate by 2% higher than any other post. And what's interesting to me about that is we had our kitty shoes posted, and I would have told you hands down that that was the most engagement we had, but I was wrong. What's even more interesting is people kept adding their comments and their email address after I had shut it down. And so I went and hid the post from the timeline, and people are still finding it in our photos and adding their comments. But what I didn't get is I didn't get one complaint. I didn't get anybody saying, that's ugly, why are you doing this? All the things that we're a little bit nervous about when we dither over making a Facebook post. And here's why I think this works so well for us. I think they just want to see what's real. They want to see that you're a real person, that you have some moments where you're not decisive, you're not always the most professional. It's not a plastic company. It's real. There's real people on the other end. The other thing I think that they loved was that we involved them. Their opinion is really important to us, and they give it freely. And so they will expect to see shoes made out of this material, and I think that they love to be involved. They feel like it's a part of our business is a part of them. The last thing that made this really successful was the fact that it was really easy. Didn't ask them to jump through any hoops. It was casual, it was informal. They didn't have to do all sorts of things to get their $5 gift card. They could do it in under a minute on their phone, standing in line at McDonald's. So there you go. Let's think about how you can do something like this, because this is specific to my business, but I think there's lots of things that most of you could do in your businesses that would get the same response. Maybe if you don't have as large a fan base, it wouldn't be quite as good, but you have to start somewhere. And I'll tell you, we started with less than 3,000 fans on Facebook. So it doesn't take that long once you get going. But you could do, if you were a clothing store, you could put together 2 different outfits and accessorize them and ask your community to vote on which is the higher priced outfit and which is the low priced outfit. Of course, if you're like us and you make things, you could show the raw materials and ask for opinions. If you're thinking about promotions, things you'd like to do in the store, a Mother's Day event or whatever it could be, you could come up with 1 or 2 different promotions and ask them to tell you what they prefer. I think the possibilities are endless. Just get creative. And this is something that this group is for. We can brainstorm in the group, help each other with their businesses, and tell each other what has worked for us. So that's it. That was my big hot Sunday mess. If it was helpful and you need to share it with someone who might benefit from it, go ahead and do it. Of course, if you have questions, just ask them in the comments below. If you want more and you're not already on the inside, join us at the Social Sales Girls in our private group. Make sure you sign up to receive the video series. There's more of these messy posts in there, and it'll really help you start growing your business. And really, all things Facebook will seem easier after you've watched it. I think that's it for today. I'd love to hear what you think, and we'll talk to you soon.